To give you a couple of definitions of wayfinding, in one academic article, College gives the definition: wayfinding is the process of determining and following a path or route between an origin and a destination. It is purposeful, directed, and motivated activity. The definition that I personally gave in an academic paper a few years ago is that wayfinding is the cognitive and corporeal process and experience of locating, following, or discovering a route through and to a given space. I chose this definition because it includes consideration for how wayfinding is psychological, like we think about how to find a way; social, we often ask people for directions or we follow other people with group behavior; it's experiential, because it's very emotional. Sometimes we get stressed, we get anxious. It's about locating and finding a place, and usually we're looking for a specific location. The expression wayfinding itself as two words is said to date back to the days of the Polynesian islands, when islanders used to find their way by navigating the oceans using stars and landmarks such as the other islands. Now, something that comes up often is, what is the difference between wayfinding and navigation? Good question. There's no exact right or wrong answer with the difference between navigation and wayfinding. In fact, some people use the two terms interchangeably, meaning they see it as the same thing. If you're a student, then you might want to, by the way, download the PhD I did, which is in the resources next to this video, and on page 24, I've given a lot of the different definitions of wayfinding and navigation, and I've got detailed analysis of that if you really want to understand that. Some academics who have researched wayfinding see it as a subset of navigation. So they see wayfinding as a smaller part of navigation. Other academics and researchers, including myself, consider that navigation is a subset of wayfinding. So they see that navigation is a small part of wayfinding. Navigation, I see, is how we get from A to B, from one place to another. Wayfinding, I see, is involving not only the navigational part, but also the user experience, like the emotions. What is the experience of the route? Did you enjoy finding your way around the cruise ship? Did you enjoy finding your way around Disney World or New York City? Is the route designed to be inclusive, for all users, for disabled users? So are we guiding people for commercial gain? I think that for me, wayfinding is this much bigger picture that includes all of these things, including navigation. And I think the inclusion part is very important. A quick diagram on what I would suggest is included in the overall wayfinding system: authorities and regulations. So local councils, for example, have to provide planning permission for road layouts and traffic lights and rights of access. Service providers, there's so many different options, but for example, tour guides, transport providers. Then we've got signage makers and architects who influence the process. We've got the actual navigation element there included, so the actual navigation in real time that one experiences. Then we've got the pre-planning. There can be a big aspect of wayfinding which is about pre-planning, looking on Google Maps, assessing information of where you might need to go, which room, which entrance. And that's all of the things that I would suggest are included in a wayfinding system. So in this picture, you can see one of the very simple ways in which a route can be improved so that wheelchair users and those with pushchairs can gain easy access if they wish to. So if you were doing a wayfinding audit to assess an existing location to see how good or bad the existing wayfinding system is, you would consider this type of thing. This is a great example of the difference between wayfinding and navigation, because with a wayfinding audit, you would include analyzing this type of thing. If you were navigating, you're the person actually trying to get from A to B. So this is the differences. Okay, that was a quick lesson, and that was from the Udemy course again about wayfinding signage. Hope you found it useful. If you are interested in the Wayfinding signage design course, I will leave a link below this video on YouTube. I will see you in the next lessons. There's lots of videos coming up. Please subscribe. See you soon.